Paula, how does the old infrastructure and the new infrastructure, the digital interface? Cities are still about policing, about transport, about sewers, about water supply, and of course about electric and gas supply. How are these two come together? One 21st century and beyond, one often 19th century and before. How do you integrate these? We have sewers in this country that went in early in the 19th century, some late in the 19th century. Possibly there's a pipe here or there that went in the 18th century. How are we going to integrate these legacy aspects of the cities, which are still the dominant aspects of cities, why we have them and what they provide to the citizen? How are we going to integrate those two?
A couple things are really required. You don't have to change every single thing, but you do have to have certain aspects of upgrade in infrastructure. It is absolutely required that the electric company, the component of the community, that upgrades its infrastructure. And what you've seen over a decade are cities that have moved from analog to digital technology, new meters and systems, networks that are out there, and that becomes the basic foundation. We also need, I think in most areas, some level of network around fiber. And then on top of that, 5G now, which is the game changer. Those are the primary things. Then you have sensors, and you put sensors strategically. And Clint hit on a lot of them, and also talked about, I think one of the biggest areas are sensors relative to climate. It's very important for us to be able to see where our congestion areas are, but the technology associated with digital sensors around the system. And so if that core is done, then we're able to really optimize everything else. I will say that there's a certain element, though, where you don't have to upgrade every single thing. You want to compartmentalize certain aspects of your system for security purposes. We are big on thinking about it's important to make data available, but we also have to keep important personal information and data centralized and away from just misuse. And so you optimize it and you figure out what do you prioritize, you get the core right, you attach different technologies, and you're able to balance some of the old with the new from that perspective.